Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and on today's program we will learn more about the new bachelor's degree program in computer science that'll be offered at Quincy College starting next year. First though, as always, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, brilliant sunshine out there. It's a delightful 61 degrees. Today will turn out partly sunny and mild with highs in the low 70s. Temperatures dip only into the upper 50s this evening. That sets us up for a very warm weekend. Tomorrow's sun and clouds with highs in the mid 70s. Could be even a little warmer on Sunday. It'll be cloudier, but warmer on Sunday with highs mid, maybe even upper 70s. Could be some record-breaking warmth around here Sunday, and the mild stretch of weather continues into Monday with sun and clouds. Highs again Monday in the mid 70s. The cooler weather will return beginning on Tuesday, but it stays dry for most of next week as well. Again, sunny, 61 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking news for you today, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch is hopeful that a contract agreement can be reached soon with the Quincy Teachers Union. Teachers have been working without a contract since the end of August and have held recent rallies outside of the school administration building on Coddington Street. The mayor says contracts have already been settled with a number of city unions.
I think we've had, the city and the QEA have had about 10 sessions. And, we're committed to getting this done. I hope we can get it done. We have a number of contracts around the city that have been signed, including on the school side. The paraprofessionals, the custodians, and others have already signed on the school side. The city side, we have the police superior offices, the fire department. We're very close with 1139, the laborers, and the clerical union. So it's coming together, and I certainly hope that it'll happen with the teachers as well. But it's a little more complicated with the teachers because it's a much larger union. There's more people involved on both sides at the negotiating table. So it takes a little longer to get it done, but I'm hopeful.
Koch says he is offering teachers a 3-year contract with 3% raises each year. Same offer he made to other unions, and agreements have already been reached with unions representing Quincy Patrol and Superior officers and firefighters. Teachers say that offer undervalues their workload and time commitment, especially given the teacher shortage and the extra efforts that were made during the pandemic. Today is the last day of early voting for next Tuesday's statewide election. Voters can cast ballots at Quincy City Hall through 4:30 this afternoon. City Clerk Nicole Crispo says mail-in ballots must be postmarked by next Tuesday, but will be accepted until next Saturday.
And, we encourage everybody to vote when you get it and get it back to us as soon as possible. This election is a little unique. November 8th by 8 p.m., as long as it's time stamped by the post office, we will accept that ballot back until November 12th at 5 p.m. So that's a little different this year. So for a state election, as long as you get it postmarked by 8 p.m., we will accept it back in our office up until November 12th, which I believe is a Saturday, at 5 p.m.
In-person voting will take place at all 31 precincts in Quincy next Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Crispo is predicting a 50% voter turnout. Quincy City Council still debating whether or not to approve an additional $23 million for the new Quincy Police Station. Mayor Thomas Koch made that request for the additional funding, blaming the increase on inflation across the entire economy. City Council President Noel DeBona says he supports the extra money, but says future spending is uncertain.
I'm just concerned with the interest rates going up. When we were bonding in the last few years, we really hit some sweet spots, especially that pension bond liability. We really got some good rates on those. Our rate's going to go up. So I'm concerned with that aspect of it, my long-term debt. So I'm concerned with bonding in the future. That's my main concern. $23 million for the public safety headquarters, I'm going to go with it. Future bonding appropriations, if it's not a need, I'm not going to be for it. If it's a need, I'm going to be for it. If it's a want, I'm probably going to be trying to cut it or not be for it. So, we got to be more cognizant going into this next year with a possible recession coming, and obviously the rates just climbing. Your 30-year fixes are up at 7%. A year ago they were 3%. It's a big jump. So we have to be cognizant of housing market, interest rates, inflation, and all these other things. So these other intangibles have changed my mind for other items. So I'm going to go for this one. I'll be voting in the affirmative and yes for this.
The request for the additional money remains in the City Council's Finance Committee. The next full council meeting is not until November 14th. Council previously approved $120 million for the new public safety complex, which will replace the current police station on C Street. A new 7-foot-tall bronze statue of First Lady Abigail Adams will be officially dedicated during a ceremony tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the Hancock Adams Common in Quincy Center. The new statue replaces the former statue of Abigail with a young John Quincy Adams, which has been relocated to Marymount Park. Mayor Thomas Koch commissioned this new statue after a group of residents protested the fact that Abigail wasn't properly represented on the new common. Hundreds of people are expected to attend tomorrow's ceremony. It will feature comments from an expert on the Adams family, Harvard professor Danielle Allen, and also Catherine Algor, president of the Massachusetts Historical Society. Congressman Stephen Lynch and some other elected officials have also been invited to speak, and the sculptor is also expected to participate in that dedication ceremony. John Kalamvikis is the new Director of Information Technology at the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Pat McDermott says that Kalamvikis previously worked as a systems administrator for the Middlesex County Sheriff's Office in Billerica, was also employed in the private sector as an information technology specialist in the insurance industry. Kalamvikis graduated from Northeastern with a degree in computer science. He is a Newton native, now living in Needham with his wife and 3 children. That is our check of news today. Coming up, Quincy College has a new bachelor's degree program in computer science that'll be launching early next year, but we'll learn all about it next. Welcome back. Earlier this year, you may remember, Quincy College launched its very first 4-year bachelor's degree program. It was actually the first 2-year public school in Massachusetts to offer a 4-year program in business management. Guess what? They have another one coming up early next year, this time in computer science. So Dean Bill Carroll is back, along with Professor Jim Peters, to tell us all about it. Gentlemen, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Good
for having
to see you
us.
again, Dean. Yeah,
Yes,
pleasure as well. Exciting time, right, for Quincy College?
Yeah, it's really something.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of excitement with the business degree, and now with this, you know, the students are excited, everyone's excited. We actually just gave a big presentation to the enrollment, financial aid, all the folks down at the Welcome Center this morning.
How's the business 4-year business program going?
Very well.
Is it?
Very well. So we're actually enrolling students as freshmen, right? So we started with transfer students when we first rolled it out, but now students are entering the college with plans to stay for 4 years, so that's
so
pretty
they're
new.
coming directly to Quincy College just to earn a bachelor's in business management.
Exactly.
That's never happened before
Yeah, no,
in the
absolutely.
60-plus year history of the school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exciting times.
Yeah. very
So
much.
tell me about the development now of this latest 4-year program in computer science. How did that all
So
go?
all of these come from a lot of research, you know, market research, competing schools, you know, what's out there, where's the interest, where are the jobs, what do the jobs pay? And, you know, this really rose to the top. And then a lot of work with the academic department, the provost's office, but then the faculty really just did a ton of research and decided which courses should be there, and then essentially developed the courses. And then we're vetted through our usual process, curriculum committee, faculty senate, so that everyone's involved in decision making. So
And the state also has to get involved, right, and approve
absolutely,
it.
yeah.
Has that's happened?
So we get licensed through the Mass Department of Higher Education.
Right.
They actually give you the authority to offer the degrees, and then New England Commission on Higher Education basically accredits you.
Okay.
And along with that comes your ability to offer financial aid.
Oh, I see. Okay. Has there already been an associate's in computer science at
Yes.
Quincy College? There
Yes.
has been.
Yes.
Okay. And can those students now take that associate's and continue their education?
Absolutely.
They can.
Just kind of, it was designed in a way to allow them to move right through. So
Sure. So tell me how, what you actually had to do to develop. Did you have to renovate a space at the school for the program? Did you have to hire new faculty? What did you have to do?
So some of that's still in the works in
all
terms
right.
of the rollout. There's going to be some new equipment acquired.
Okay.
It's not that intensive in terms of actual, new purchases and so on. It's more the brain power.
Yeah.
So, yeah, having the faculty, I mean, we're going to bring on more in the full time to grow the department for sure.
Okay.
But
But
right
speaking-
now it's sort of, yeah,
Speaking of brain power,
exactly.
what a great transition over to Professor James Peters. No stranger to computer science or to Quincy College, right, Jim?
Correct. Yeah, I'm a graduate of Quincy College, and I graduated in 1981. And from there, I went on to work at first as an electronic technician for Motorola, and I worked my way up to becoming a software engineer. So I was a software engineer for many years. And then in the late 90s, I started teaching back at Quincy College part-time while I was still an engineer. And then now I'm in my 10th year full-time at the college. Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of changes
Sure.
at the college
Yeah.
since being
Good changes.
a student and now to today. Where was the school actually when you graduated?
It was in the Cardington building.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Now in a brand new home too
Yeah.
as well.
And also some of the courses were at the old Voc Tech
Sure.
as well.
Yeah. Okay. So why is this important to you, Jim, to get involved in this new program?
I'm really excited about
Yeah.
it because I know with my own history and my own story that Quincy College enabled an opportunity for me. And if we look at the job market today and we compare a person with an associate's degree versus a person with a bachelor's degree in computer science, there's just going to be so much more opportunity for our students who graduate with the BSCS.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a real basic question, what is computer science? I mean, are you building computers? Are you programming computers?
Yeah.
Are you...
So the computer science, I suppose you would say it's the study of computation, machine computation.
Okay.
The focus of our degree is programming, computer programming, or becoming a software engineer.
Okay.
So for the associate's degree, currently we have 3 concentrations. We have programming, and we have cybersecurity and networking. And so for the students who are in the programming track for the associates, they seamlessly go forward on for the 4-year degree. There'd be maybe a couple of courses that the students in the other concentrations would have to, programming courses,
Okay.
that they would have to take to continue to get their bachelor's.
Okay. What type of a job could you get once you graduate with a bachelor's in computer science?
Yeah, so there's a wide range of job titles. As I said, the primary focus of our program is software engineer.
Okay.
But there are jobs in testing, software, in also those other realms of networking and cybersecurity. There could be work in those fields as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I could go to work for anything from the federal government to Google.
And that's a wonderful thing about it. When I in my career at Motorola, I would often go to customer sites, and you encounter all types of businesses
Right.
doing that work. Yeah.
Okay. So Dean, if we can talk a little bit about the actual structure of the computer science course, who's eligible, how to apply, what type of credits, how much does it cost, all of the basics.
Yeah, sure. So, so really, the transfer student who either has an associate's either from Quincy or from elsewhere.
Oh.
We have articulation agreements with other community colleges. A student who never got a degree, maybe they were in a 4-year program somewhere else. So really, I mean, it is pretty wide open.
Okay.
The more you had an initial focus on computers, the fewer courses you'll have to
Sure.
take.
Yeah.
It's very competitive price-wise.
Okay.
It's slightly higher than a community college, but definitely for a 4-year degree, I think it's very competitive. And we have it designed with electives so that if courses that aren't a perfect match, they go into elective slots. So it's really designed to be compatible for the most people.
How many credits is the actual course?
So most bachelor's degrees, well, the minimum is 120 credits. So a four-year program, you essentially take 15. If you were to take 15 credits a semester, it comes out to 120. Some are a little more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can you only take that course if you go to Quincy College, or do you have to take other programs as well, other courses as well?
So generally, you are majoring in computer science,
Okay.
but the curriculum itself, and another standard that comes out of the state and the accreditors, is about 30% general education.
Okay. All right.
So really, it's a well-rounded degree.
Yeah.
Right.
More of a liberal. I mean, from your background,
Exactly,
liberal arts. Degree,
liberal
yeah.
arts,
Okay.
exactly, yeah.
Very good. So you get the theory, but you also get the practicality.
Exactly.
Of it as
And
well.
and that's what employers want, and it's really out in the media today is all the other skills other than what you know about computers.
Right.
Working in groups, writing, all that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, it's so pervasive now in every aspect of work and life, right? Computers.
exactly.
We don't even think about it, but using our phones is an aspect of computer science,
There's-
right? They're
There's
little
somebody
computers.
back there doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. How many students can the course accommodate?
Oh, it's pretty unlimited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, we design schedules, and as enrollment grows, we can add sections and so on. So it kind of builds up until the start date, really.
Okay, which is January 2023. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So enrollment is currently underway.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you mentioned financial aid is available,
Yep. Absolutely.
so they can
Financial
apply
aid.
through the college financial
Yeah.
aid department. Yeah.
Yeah, and we really encourage students not to assume because it's a four-year degree that it's not going to be affordable because, basically, the government, if you're eligible,
Yep.
you're eligible for 4 years of college, and there's a lot that can be done. Discounted loans,
Okay.
it's worth looking into.
Yeah,
Don't
and
just
that-
assume.
That speaks to the roots of Quincy College, right? Is affordable
Exactly.
education.
Exactly.
So still taking that tenet, but also advancing it in today's educational needs. How
Yeah.
many faculty are in the computer science program?
Oh, I think there's I don't know, maybe about 14 or 15.
Okay.
3 full-time folks, of which Jim is one,
Yes.
and then a lot of experienced adjunct faculty, and we're going to bring on more full-time faculty.
Is it a full-time course?
It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be. Okay.
It doesn't
I'm
have to
thinking
be.
for working folks, maybe they can do it.
Yeah,
part-time.
we're going to have things offered online, especially the general education for sure.
Okay.
Some percentage of the computer courses will also be available online. Probably fully online option,
Okay.
but we're going to try to really make it flexible. We know that people, this is a great kind of a career change
Yeah.
thing to do. There's just so many opportunities out there. So
Yeah, somebody coming out of, I don't know, the trades, perhaps retiring, looking to search something new, and develop a new career.
Right,
That's
absolutely.
something that can be done at home, I would think, right? If you have a degree in computer science, possibly a lot of companies are offering remote work now in that.
yeah, I guess, yeah, absolutely.
So that's something to consider as well. Is Quincy College, we've heard about the teacher shortage in the public school system. How's the college faring when it comes to staffing?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It is. I think a full-time faculty position is really kind of a coveted career. And so it depends on, it might be harder, the competition, let's say if you're trying to get a job teaching English,
Right.
then there might be a bigger flood of resumes than in some fields.
It's more specialized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which is where, Jim, you really shine because the education you receive now is paying back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's wonderful when I teach my students that I can refer back to my experiences in industry and not just provide the theory, but be able to give them actual scenarios of why we do it this way or that way, how to solve problems and the right way to solve the problems.
Absolutely. Working with your fellow faculty members in this program, do they get that unique perspective from you as well?
We all have different experiences,
Yeah.
and we all learn from each other.
Sure.
Yeah.
How is the field itself changing, the field of computer science, you know, since you graduated?
Sure. Yeah, one big force that's really changing the world, our industry, but the world, is this concept of open source software development, where this means that the programs, rather than being owned by a company where you buy the program, the software is developed collaboratively among people who want to contribute to make the software available.
It's the Wikipedia of software development.
Yes, but you would be shocked at the amount of high-performance software that's available, that's developed in this open source fashion. And in fact, when you were asking about the investment into the program, one reason why there's not going to be a huge investment is because a lot of the software we'll be using will be open source software.
So it's not expensive.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, the price is right.
Yeah. That's very interesting. Does that open up opportunities for developers to work on, you know, different web-based?
Well, it hasn't completely replaced people paying for software, thankfully.
Okay. Okay. Folks still have to make money at it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody who wants that competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are kind of, can you give us like a snapshot of salary ranges for folks who go into the field?
Off the top of my head, I'd hate to quote a figure.
Right. Okay.
Bill?
Well, I think you know, entry-level salaries are pretty, you know, like above average.
Really?
You know, yeah. I mean, you could walk in, you know.
In short
70s,
order,
80s.
yeah.
70s,
And,
80s,
I was going to say in short order, they're in six figures. And,
Okay.
Yeah, with some amount of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And opportunities for advancement, would you say, in the field?
Wonderful, and
Really?
especially for women. The industry is very women friendly.
Yeah, we talked about this, and I asked you why, and explain why that is. if you could.
Well, I'm not certain I could tell you why, but I can just tell you from experience, one of my favorite managers in my career was a lady, and there were many women who advanced up the ranks. It's a creative activity, and people are advanced based on their abilities, and so I think more so than other fields, it's a place where women can be rewarded and be treated well.
Interesting. Yeah. Are there other faculty that are female faculty
Yes.
in the program?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Professor Stockbridge. Yeah.
Okay, so she could talk about her experiences, I'm sure. So women are just more creative than men, is that what it is?
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Well, it's different lines of thinking, I would suppose. You know,
Yeah.
you've got the methodical development,
Well,
but then what do you do with it once you develop it?
And
right?
I would say it's not just women, it's a diverse workplace.
Yeah.
And so, and when you're developing, you're looking for creative solutions.
Oh.
So people having different ideas, it's respected and appreciated and valued.
Okay.
So it's not. I would extend it to say it's not just an industry that's friendly to women, but it's friendly to diversity.
Creative people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as
That makes sense.
you are creative and can do the job, then you're welcomed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solutions, right? Finding solutions to problems.
Creative solutions.
Yeah, very interesting. Anything else we should add before we lift? I know there may be a third four-year program.
We are
in
working
the
on
future.
another.
Yeah.
Yep. Still has a lot of. Well, most of the design is there, but
Okay.
it has to go through the process with the different agencies, and that hasn't quite started yet.
All right,
So it might
all
be
right.
another year, but yeah.
Little teaser.
Little teaser.
Yeah. Must be, I mean, for you as dean, must be a very exciting time to be at Quincy College to see the growth that is happening really in the past 2 or 3 years.
And the work that it takes to get there is
Yeah.
interesting work. You know what I mean? I mean, not that I sit with these guys in a room and I learn. I
Right.
think I'm learning something about computers, but just really how to create a new curriculum is a great thing to be involved in.
Yeah, but then I would think to see it come to fruition and then to see the results of that through your students must be
Yeah,
very
and that's
rewarding.
just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just starting.
You're going to stick around to see it?
Absolutely.
You are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Anything else we should let folks know right now about the new computer science program or
No, I just
the
encourage
existing business
people to,
program?
you know, if you're at all interested, make sure you have your questions answered. Stop by the college.
Okay.
Because you never know. It might be easier to get involved than you might think.
Yeah, can you apply online? Do you know?
Yep,
You-
absolutely.
You can. Okay, so we've been putting the website up, the phone number up as well, or
absolutely.
just stop by.
Yep, everything's on the website.
Is this offered at the Plymouth campus as well, Dean?
There's computer courses there.
Okay.
When we get to the upper level classes, we'll see down the road. But if you start there, you could definitely take online classes, if you don't want to come up here. But yep.
Very good. All right. Thank you both. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's great to meet you, Jim, and good luck
So nice to meet you.
in your new endeavor. And we'll see you again in about a year on
Yeah,
the
maybe.
third 4-year program. All right. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Kind of what you see is what you get. Abundant sunshine, mild temperatures, low 70s this afternoon, upper 50s this evening. Look at this weekend. Just look at that. It's 75 with sun and clouds. Tomorrow it's 75, maybe even a little warmer on Sunday, more cloudy, and still warm and dry here on Monday. It'll start to cool off on Tuesday for Election Day. Don't forget, this is a fallback weekend to the end of daylight saving time, 2 a.m. on Sunday. So set your clocks back 1 hour before you go to bed on Saturday night. Thanks again to our guests, to Dean Carroll and also Jim Peters for stopping by. Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Monday here on the program, Yuichi Utagawa from the Quincy Symphony Orchestra talking to us about their fall and winter season. Hope you can join us. Meantime, go to our website. It's qatv.org. You'll find all our latest programs there. There's news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and a whole lot more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.